All right, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to a gentle yoga practice for all levels. I'm always trying to find just a little different focus for my practices so that you're always learning something new or looking at something in a slightly different way. So today we are going to do some poses that celebrate the big toe. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I also think it's something that's kind of overlooked. A lot of postures invite you to take your two peace fingers between your first and second toe and create a bind. And I think sometimes yoga teachers, we just kind of throw that out there, but we don't talk about how or why. So today we'll do all of the poses that you can do with your fingers around your big toe. And I think you'll find that it creates a slight difference in your practice. Okay? So if you don't want to touch your feet for any reason, you can use a yoga strap instead. So have something handy, kind of like a yoga strap. So let's begin this time that you've set aside for yourself in quiet contemplation. So wiggle yourself down into a seat. Settle your body here. Let your limbs start to be a little bit heavy. You can close your eyes and give your awareness over to your breath. I'd like you to bring awareness to your nose, your nostrils, and the very, very front tip of your nostrils. And as you breathe in slow and deep, I would like you to feel the breath entering that very front tip of your nostrils. And then notice on an exhale if breath leaves from that same front point, or if you notice breath leaving your body closer to your upper lip. Just let your mind get busy noticing these tiny little details of breathing through your nose. Can you tell the exact moment that the first molecule of breath enters your nostril? And the very, very tail end of the exhale. And now just follow one breath through your sinuses, down your throat, and into your lungs. And let yourself just exaggerate a bit this expansion of lungs pushing out into your rib cage. See if you can feel breath moving underneath your armpits, the sides of your ribs. And then just the softening as you let a breath go. Let's turn the palms up on the legs, and on the inhale, stretch your fingers wide, even to the point where it feels a little bit uncomfortable. And then exhale, create a soft fist. Let's start to move breath with this action of our hands. Inhale to open, exhale to squeeze. It's a really great little tool for any time during the day that you're just feeling your body hold some stress. Just breathe and move your hands. Exaggerate that breath, make it deeper, bigger, more profound. And then release your fingertips to the sides of your body. Turn the palms and reach the hands up. Extend toward the sky. The word utthita means extended, and we're going to do a few extended poses today. So lift and lengthen, glance up at your hands, and then release your hands down behind you. Press your hands toward each other in back. And then let's do that again. Scoop the arms up, palms up, extend, utthita. And then lower the arms down behind you, reach your palms toward each other. Move with breath. This is your me time, right? The time that you've set aside for only you. No one can bother you in this precious, sacred container of time. So take full advantage of your time alone here. Reach the hands up high. Bring the palms together. Exhale down in front of your chest. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. And just create an intention for this time. What is your intention for being here? And let's come around to our tabletop position, widening the knees and extending our bodies back into child's pose. So utthita, extended arms. Walk your fingers forward, pull your tailbone back, and just let your side bodies breathe here. Maybe sigh as you exhale. Let's walk one hand to the side of the mat, bring the opposite hand on top, and then pull yourself away from those planted hands. Give yourself a nice stretch through the armpit, the back of the shoulder, and the ribs. Directing breath right there. And then we'll switch all the way over to the opposite side of your mat. Extend your arms long. Breathe into the side of your body. And then let's come back to center. Rising up to tabletop position, a familiar flow, cat and cow. You change this up just a little bit today. So inhale, pull your chin forward, tailbone up. And then exhale, tuck both chin and tailbone. The next time you inhale, cow pose, take a little time to linger. And then instead of cat, let's stretch back into child's. We'll come back into cow, tucking the toes. Exhale up, downward facing dog. This first time through, pedal your heels, get a little stretch through the back of your body, and just be in awe for a moment. How good this feels to just be in your body on your mat. Let's inhale again, knees to the ground. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, cow. And exhale, dog. I'm going to do all the animals here with a child thrown in. So cow to child's. Back through cow pose into downward facing dog. Continue moving with your breath. A little bit loosey-goosey here and playful with these poses. Let's pause in downward facing dog. Feet a little bit wider than normal. Bend one knee and then the other. Just shift through your hips. Nod your head. Let your body be strong, but also loose, easy. And then take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Hands come onto shins. Lift halfway. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Separate your feet about hips distance apart, and we're going to take the look first look at Angusta, the big toe. So we'll take our first two fingers and loop them between the big toe and the second toe. Create a little hook with your fingers. Your thumbs press onto the top of your toe, and then press your toes down into your fingers. You're going to keep a bend in your knees. Let's lengthen through the crown of the head. This is going to give you a little bit more intense stretch in the backs of your legs. If it's too much, bend more, but you're pulling up on your toes and your toes are pushing down. Exhale, let yourself descend down into this forward fold. And we'll do that 2 more times. Press your toe down into your fingers, lift and lengthen. Exhale with a sigh. 1 more time, lift and lengthen. And fold. Release your fingers, wiggle your toes, come halfway up, and then let's scoop the arms all the way up and bring hands to heart. You might just feel a little more life in your feet after doing that one big toe action. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back to heart. We're just going to do this circle breath a few times, making our breath even and equal. Arms up, Utthita, extended mountain pose. Exhale down into chair. Even, equal breath. You might start to create a whisper in your breath, Ujjayi breath, at each sound. It sounds like waves on the ocean. 1 more time. And then coming up into extended mountain, we'll flow through a couple of slow sun salutations. Swan dive, forward fold. On the inhale, step your left foot back, drop the knee to the ground, and then exhale, child's pose. Shift forward, take a nice deep breath in, spin your elbows, and then just melt down onto your belly. Roll the shoulders up into cobra. Breathe in. And exhale down, press back into child's pose. Tuck your toes, lifting into downward facing dog. And pedal those heels. As we come into our plank pose, drop your right knee. Scoop the left foot to the top of the mat. Kind of a modified version of a sun salutation. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, and come into forward fold. Let's loop those big toes again. Inhale to a flat back. Squeeze your toe down into your fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Take a couple more breaths here, friends. Nice fold with a little bind. We'll release our hands, lifting halfway, scoop up. And bring your hands to your heart. Let's do that exact same thing, just 1 more time. Rise high. Bow low. Inhale, step the right foot back, drop the knee. Exhale, child's pose. Shifting forward, melt down onto your belly and peel yourself into cobra. Gentle, slow movement. Go through child's pose into downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. Take a moment to be in awe, wonder, and curiosity. Coming into plank, drop your left knee and scoop that right foot around. Tucking the back toe, lift the knee, and then come into your forward fold. Create the bind with your big toes. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, and then just pull yourself down into a little deeper forward fold. Full, steady, even breath. And lifting into our flat back, let's scoop the arms high. And then bring the hands down onto your glutes. We're gonna come into our first real back bend. So hands are pressing down on the glutes, chest is lifted, shoulder blades on the back. Press down into your big toes as if you were binding. Like, so really get it kind of intentional about planting your feet. Sternum lifts. And now, friends, direct breath into your belly. Let the front of your body expand a bit. Returning to neutral, step your feet just a little bit wider, so maybe about the width of your yoga mat. Reach your hands back and interlace, or you could grab a strap. So same idea, lift the collarbones, lift the chest. On the exhale, hinge forward from the hips, head comes down, knuckles lift high. Breathe into this opening. And then just start to rock your body to the right foot and the left foot. Noticing the outer edges of your legs starting to wake up. Let your hands come to your back, release and fingertips down to your toes. Let's find our bind. So the word pada means foot. Angusta is big toe. Let's lengthen out to a flat back and then pull ourselves down. Padangusthasana. The big toe of the foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release your fingers. You can bring your toes closer together again. Let's start to move into our hips a bit. So stepping the left foot back, we'll start with our left knee down on the mat. Take a moment to create any padding that you like. This asymmetrical pose, one leg back, one leg front, you're kind of in the splits. So you can either stay right here or press up into a little bit deeper stretch that also becomes kind of a back bend. Lower back is the boss. And either stay with one of those options or lift the arms up high. Let's just find like that utthita extending through the arms. Lifting. Think of this as an upward posture, not a backward posture. Lifting, lifting. And then releasing the hands to the ground. Shift back into a hamstring stretch. Let's rock forward and back a few times. Giving the legs the memo. And as we come forward, we will drop our back toe to the ground. Let's walk into a wide straddle and continue that movement side to side. Starting to find some inner thigh, some ease of movement. If your knees aren't super happy today, stay up a little higher. If your knees give you a green light, go ahead and come down into a pose called Skandasana. And then we'll turn toward the back edge of our mat. Our left foot should be forward. We'll drop the right knee down. Same sensation here, different side. You can either keep your hands on the floor or press up halfway, or extend your arms. Your body, your practice, your me time, all for you. And then releasing down. Let's shift backwards. And we'll create a little movement here through the hips, forward and back. Listening for those parts of the body that are speaking up, maybe in a whisper, maybe in a scream. We are wise to listen. And let's tuck our back toes under. We'll walk toward the wide edge of the mat, and again, some side to side movements. Let's turn ourselves toward the front edge of our mat, bringing the back foot to meet the front. Let's lift halfway and we'll scoop the arms all the way up. Uttita Tadasana. Bring your hands to your heart. All right, so take a little look at balance here now that we've gotten ourselves warm. So I'd like you to start by pressing into your right foot and pick up your left knee. If balance is a little challenged today, get close to a wall or a chair. We're going to start by squeezing this knee in toward the chest. And kind of see how that goes. Circle your ankle a bit. And then we have the option to reach down and take a hold of that big toe. So we're really going to squeeze with the fingers. The thumb creates a little cap on the top of the toe, and the toe presses into fingers. So that could be a staying place for today. If you are so inclined, start to extend that leg. Uttita, Hasta, hand, Padangusthasana. Turn this way a little bit so you can see what's going on. See the dance. Uttita, extended, Hasta, hand, Padangusthasana. So rooting down through a strong standing leg. And the top leg has something to push into, so the top leg is essentially standing as well. Some people find this to be one of the easier balancing poses because you actually have something to push that upper limb into. It gives you a little more stability. Let's release. Woo, how we doing? All right, reach the arms high, friends. Hands to heart, sink into chair. Just take a break. You might feel that standing leg a little bit. One more time, lift high and down low. And then come to standing mountain pose, hands at heart center. And we'll shift. Let's root down through the right foot. And start to draw the left knee in and up. So if grabbing the big toe is not appealing to you, first of all, get over it. You're a yogi. Yogis have to like feet. Second of all, grab a strap and just put the strap around the bottom of your foot. Otherwise, big toe with Hasta, hand, peace fingers. And stand as tall as you can. Get that grip, get that bind nice and strong. And then if you like, extend. If you're looking from the side, this one is straight out in front of us, this version of the pose. You could swing that door open out to the side if you like. For now, just getting a sense of what that feels like for that top limb to be pressing into something. When you're ready, release. Take a deep breath in. Swan dive, forward fold. Separate the feet, find that bind again, lengthen through the crown, and then pull yourself down into another nice deep forward fold. We'll let our hands go. Let's step our left foot back, tucking the toes under. Come down into this low lunge. And in low lunge, just let yourself rock forward and back onto the toes, pressing backwards. And then a little bit of balance here, staying on those back toes. Press yourselves up. Come into high lunge. You can look up, Utthita Anjaneyasana, high extended arms, reach back. Good. So we're going to scoop the arms out wide, gather up everything around you, and then just serve it up forward. Lift up, circle around, and reach forward. One more time. And then bring your hands to your heart. Let's twist toward the right side. Top hand pressing into bottom hand, ring out through the middle. Taking deep, powerful breaths here. As we release our fingers to the floor, let's drop the back heel and come up slowly into warrior one. Rooting down, feel the difference. Both of those feet planted firmly on the earth. The arms reach behind, interlace. Open the chest and dive into humble warrior. Head down, knuckles high. Exaggerate that breath coming down into your back, your waist, your belly. Let's return the fingers to the floor, walk to your wide straddle, and lunge our knees again from side to side. Little by little, the muscles waking up, getting warmer. Let's lunge toward the back side of our mat, turn all the way into a low lunge, and then just shift forward and back. Rising up to high lunge, planting the foot and the toes, and then just lifting up away. Extended arms, little back bend. Let's create our circle around and out in front of us. And gathering the hands in front of the heart, twisting to our left side. There's something here to ring out. Starting with the discs between our vertebrae. Our spine loves twisting. And coming back to center, drop that back heel, rise up, warrior one. Just take this nice deep breath, both feet firmly planted, a little more stability now. Let yourself exhale. And then the arms reach behind, humble warrior. Open up through the chest, exhale, head down, knuckles high. Fill up with breath. Your back, your waist, your belly. And then we'll release the fingers to the floor, come back to center, lunge it out side to side. And ending in wide straddle with toes toward the long edge of your mat. Let's find our bind again. Fingertips around the big toe. Press your toe down into your fingers. Use your thumb like a little hat on top of your toe. Lengthen and pull yourself into Prasarita Padangusthasana. Wide straddle, forward fold. Exaggerate your breath. Let your brain get lots of oxygen here. And then fingertips to the floor, lift halfway. Heel toe your feet in toward the center. We'll press hands to shins, flat back, and slowly rise. Take your time. You've been upside down for a bit, so lift slowly and bring your hands to your heart. All right, we're going to go back to that balance one more time. That's our pose of the day. Hasta, hand, pada, foot, angusta, toe. Hasta Padangusthasana. So pick up your left leg. You can hold it here. And folks, if this is a better option, just stay here, maybe here. If you like, find your big toe bind, maybe a strap. And if you've got a green light, go ahead and extend. We're going to open the right arm for balance and then open the door. Opening that leg out nice and wide, stand tall. If you're new to yoga, keep that knee bent. Keep your hand on a chair. Keep this hip nice and straight. A lot of obstacles in our way. You're overcoming obstacles. All you have to do is breathe. Breathe and notice what's happening. Even if you're falling, just breathe and notice what's happening. And then come out of it. Let's do a little yoga dance. Shake it out a little bit. Especially if there's any frustration that builds with not being able to do something perfect, shake that off for sure. And then our right knee comes up. You can stay right here and just work on balance. If you'd like, take the big toe or a strap around your foot. Always remember to push the toe into the fingers. That's where you're going to find strength in this pose. Forward. I like to use my extended arm for balance. Trying to make your body a straight line from heel, standing leg, heel up to the crown of your head. Breathe deeply. Face the obstacles with breath. It's just life throwing something at you. You know how to breathe through. Had lots of practice. Good. Second side is better. Let's release. Shake it out a little bit. Arms reach high. And then take your time in this nice grand gesture, this bow. I just bow to whatever happened. I leave it behind. It is finished. Let's step back into downward facing dog. And we'll lower our knees to the ground, come back into child's pose. And take a few breaths right here, shifting your hips from side to side. Coming up into tabletop position, let's take another few rounds of cat and cow. Just reset the spine before we come to seated. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. And then finding neutral, shift your hips off to one side and extend your legs out in front of you. Take a moment to clear the flesh and just come into Dandasana, which seems like a simple pose. It's actually a little bit of work. So the toes come back toward your face. Spine is long, shoulders on the back. Take breath down into your belly, into the sides of your ribs. Really fire up a big, full breath. And then keeping that spine straight, bend your right knee. So your left leg is out in front of you. And we are going, of course, to take a bind here. That toe's just asking for our attention. Wrap the fingers, pull your foot back and press forward like you've got a little gas pedal. Give the fascia on the bottom of our feet a little attention. So pulling back, pointing forward. And the next time you point forward, let your body come down over that left leg. You can just rest your right hand wherever it lands. And now pull those toes back again. That should give you something a little bit different in this Janu Shirshasana pose. Continue pressing your toe into your fingers. There's active. It's active. And then release, come up tall, and let your rib cage rotate towards your right knee, come into a twist. One hand down, hand on the knee, lengthen, and then look over your back shoulder. Take a 3-part breath, a breath that comes into the bottom of your lungs first, your belly expands, then the rib cage expands, then the collarbones expand. And on your exhale, soften your shoulders, soften your ribs, pull in your belly button. We're breathing from bottom to top, in, and top to bottom out. And bring your rib cage back to neutral. And we'll switch sides. Right leg straight, left knee bent. Clear the flesh again. And then reach toward your right big toe with your right fingers. Cap the toe, do all the things. Left hand can just rest. And then let's drive the car. Flex and point. This is more action for the foot and the ankle. Your hands just kind of going along for the ride, but you can pull a little bit backwards. Stretch the fascia on the bottom of the feet. And then point the toe, follow with a nice long fold. I like to bring my left hand to the bottom of my foot, but wherever yours falls is great. And now pull the foot backwards. The toe continues to press into the fingers. The thumb caps the toe. And then we breathe so deeply here. Slowly release, come to a straight, neutral spine. Let your rib cage rotate toward the left knee and then find your twist. Head goes last. Find that 3-part breath, filling up a glass of water, bottom to top. Emptying top to bottom. Let your rib cage bring you back to center, both legs straight. All right, both fingers, both hands around both big toes, flex and point both feet. This is kind of a nice way to ease yourself into a forward fold. It forces us to have our back straighter and move from the hips. If your hamstrings are super tight, you can bend them. And I think it feels really good to have like a block, just supporting a little bend under the knees. So you can try that on. And then as the toes point forward, let your body fall over your legs. And now slowly pull the feet back. Press your toes into your fingers. And just breathe right there. The whole back of your body lengthening. Releasing that. Let's come around onto our backs. A counter pose to all that, forward folding bridge pose. So if you want something gentle, bring a block under your hips and just let the block hold your weight. If you'd like a little more work or action, come into an active bridge pose. You're welcome to press up into wheel if that's your jam. 3-part breath, belly, ribs, collarbones. In this bridge pose, friends, press your big toes into the mat. Notice how that allows you to have a little more lift through the hips if you're not relying on a block. And let's release. Hugging the right knee into the chest, let the left leg fall flat onto the floor. Move around a little bit, massage that right hip, right sacrum, right low back. And then let's take a hold of the big toe again. Super important now that you press into the fingers. Open into half happy baby. The knee wide, elbow pulling down, a little pressure in the hip, not pain. You can stay like that or extend the leg out, maybe a little bit of both. A little exploration. And let's bring the leg straight up. The knee can be bent. Just bring the leg toward you as much as you can. Hello, hamstring. And then softening that knee, release and switch. Take your time. Once we get the left knee in, move around across the left side of the lower back. Body, breath, movement. Let's find our big toe. Press into your fingers, pull that knee down. Half of happy baby. Either stay here or move around, explore. If you've ever seen a happy baby, they don't hold still. In fact, they even put their big toes in their mouth. So you can try that if you want. That's the advanced version. We'll bring the legs straight up in the center. You're pulling down, but you're also pressing. Notice that dual action, pulling the toes down, but pressing the toe back into the fingers. That creates a lot more sensation, muscle activation. Let's release that leg. Bring both knees into your chest. Roll around on your back. Oh, so nice. Hope everything feels good from your toes to your head. Let's take a happy baby. So you can hold behind your knees, your ankles, or of course, those big toes. I always hold the outsides of my feet in happy baby, but for today, I'm going to choose the big toe version just to stick with theme. Feel free to move in any way you like. Let's take 3 more deep belly breaths. And when you are ready, friends, release your body down to the earth. Let Mother Earth hold you in Shavasana. Relax your feet. Your toes have been a big part of this practice. Wiggle your toes, flop your feet, and just let your feet relax. Let your legs get heavy on the earth. Maybe bounce them a few times. Feel the weight of your hips on the ground, even right to left. The back of your rib cage, the backs of your shoulders, your arms, the back of your head. Breathe slowly into your whole body. If your mind gets busy, go back to that nose breathing awareness. Just watch. Where does it enter? Where does it exit? My friends, take in a gloriously deep breath through your nose. Fill up as much as you can and then open your lips to exhale with a sigh. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to stretch your body in all directions. Bring life and energy back into this vessel. Roll to one side. And I'll meet you back in a seat. As we close this practice today, I invite you to bring your hands together at heart center and remember again your intention for being here. My great hope for you is that through your practice of yoga, that this practice opens your heart, because it is when your heart opens that you become connected to the divine flow of energy that flows from above down and from inside out. And the people you touch in your life, their hearts will open as well. If we can all touch each other's hearts in this way, through sharing our love of yoga, then maybe we'll live in a world that's a little more peaceful, a little more kind, and most importantly, a little more loving. This is my great wish for all of us. Let's do this together, friends. Thanks for making time for yourself today. Namaste.